Okay, welcome back. So let's go and configure our router with static route so that everybody from each of the branches can reach one another. So this is what we want to do. This is what we want to do. So you want to tell Abuja router, about, let's say this is network 1. Let's call this 1, network 2, network 3. This is network 4, and this is a network 5. Okay, so you want to tell Abuja router, for instance, about, it already knows about network 1 and 2 because they are directly connected. So you want to tell it about network 3, network 4, and network 5. Okay, so you can have a map. You can have the map to reach those networks, the direction to reach those networks. So the Lagos router, it has network 2 and 4, network 2, 4, and 3 directly connected to it. Okay, so we are only telling router 2, the Lagos headquarter router, about network 1, and we are telling it about network 5. I think that's all. Okay, and the Port Harcourt router, we are telling Port Harcourt router about network 1, network 2, and network 3. Okay, so let's go and do that using what is called static route. So now there are 2 commands that you will be making use a lot, okay, when you are working on your router or your switch. So now, especially when you are doing a routing like this, the first command is a show IP interface brief. Okay, this command, you'll be using it a lot to check your configuration, to check which interface you configured IP to, which one is not working, which one is up, which one is down. For instance, I'm on Abuja router. When I issue the command show IP interface brief, it shows me my current configuration on that router. It says on fast Ethernet interface, I configured this IP, and currently the interface status is up and the protocol also is up. Okay, it means that interface is up and running. Okay, so it's talking about this interface. It also talks about the interface that currently I configured this IP address on the serial interface S201, S2/0 interface, and the interface is currently up. If any of this is done, that means that interface cannot forward traffic at that moment, and you have to fix it. Okay, so you should be familiar with that command. Another command we'll be using is show IP route. Okay, this command is to check the router routing table. Okay, the current routing table of the router. So let's check. So currently, the table of this router only have the connected network. Okay, can you see this is it? You can see it says C. This C, whenever you see C means connected. Okay, all these are represented up here. So C means connected. That means we have connected network, and this is the network. The network has a subnet of 24, and this is the interface on which it is connected. Okay, so you'll be making use of this command a lot. So this is the command that we later use to check our static route, because by the time we configure our static route, you will see something S standing for static to indicate that we have configured our static route. So let's go and configure those static routes. We are on Abuja router right now. So the command that we use to tell Abuja router about network 345, that is this network, and this network is this. We just type, IP routes. You can use your question mark to know what to type. IP route. So now IP route, you want to tell the router about this network 172, that's network 3, 172.16.20.0. okay, the subnet mask, okay, 255.255.255, okay. So what you just did here is that you said IP route, you are telling a router that to reach this network with this subnet mask, send whatever message that is going to this network to 10.10.0. the IP address of this place, .2. Okay? Let me tell you the meaning of this command. Okay? This command that I just typed, I just instructed this Abuja router that for you to go to network 3, send your traffic to 10.10.0.2, which is the IP address of this interface. Okay? Because it is R2 that knows how to reach that network. So that is the meaning. So once you type it, just press enter. Okay, it doesn't take it. What happened? Okay, the subnet map is not correct. It's not complete. It does 0. Let me press enter. Okay. I just added the static route for network 3, this network. So let me add for the 10 network. That's a network 4. For the 10 network, we say IP route 10.10.10.0.255.255.0. Send it also to this place, which is a 10.10.0.2, because it is still Lagos router that knows how to reach that network 4. Okay? So the meaning of this command that I just typed again is that I'm telling Abuja router that to reach this network 4, send your traffic to this interface again. Okay, so let's go and do for the last network. Okay, that one will be that one will be 30.0, right? Okay, so to reach this network, I'm telling Abuja router to also send that traffic to this interface. Okay, so press enter. Okay, we just finished configuring our static route for Abuja router. So we are doing this manually. Okay, at this being we make use of dynamic routing, all these things will happen automatically. Okay, show IP route. Can you see our routing table now? Okay, the map of our router. where it stores information about how to reach network. Those static routes has now been included. Okay, that to reach this network, send it to this interface. Can you see? To reach this network, send it to this interface. This is what we just configured. So to reach this network, send it to this interface. So a router will only forward packet for a network that it knows about. So now we have told Abuja router that now, okay? We have told Abuja router about network 3, network 4, and network 5. Okay, so let's go and do for the Lagos router. On the Lagos router, we are only adding just 2 networks, network 1, this, and network 5, because it already knows about the connected network, which is 2, 3, and 4. So let's go and add 1 and 5. So let's go to this router. Let's go to this router. Let's do IP routes. Okay. So go to 172. This is Abuja LAN network now. This network is what we want to add first. .16.10.0 255.255.255.0. So we are telling Lagos router that to reach this network, send your traffic to, can you guess, to this place? Okay. So that is 10.10.0.1. If you make any mistake while configuring this, you will sweat and you will start checking out all this. Okay, so make sure you don't make mistake. Okay, so now we have told Lagos router that to reach this network, send your traffic to this place. So now to reach Port Harcourt's office, okay, it will be sending traffic to this interface. So let's go and tell Lagos router that. So that will be, just press your arrow key, up arrow key to bring back the last command that you enter. So we just change this to 30, right? This 30. Okay, we are sending it to 10.10.10.2. 10.10.10.2. Okay, press enter. So that's all. That's all for Lagos router. You can say show IP route. Okay, can you see the static route has been added? The static route has been added. Okay, so that's how to add your static route. Okay, so now let's go and do this for Port Harcourt. If you notice, this is stressful. Entering command one after the other is very stressful. Imagine we have 50 branches or 100 branches now. Are we going to be doing all this thing manually, whereby we are still adding branches? We can't be doing this thing manually. That is why we normally deploy the dynamic routing. Okay, that is where dynamic routing comes in. Okay, it makes the job easy. Okay, and by the way, while you are even doing this manually, you can easily make mistakes. Okay, so but that doesn't mean they don't use static routing. We use static routing in small network like this, whereby the number of branches are not that many. So now we are on Port Harcourt router now. We are telling Port Harcourt router about network 1, network 2, and network 3. Okay, so it will be sending the traffic to this interface. Okay, so let's go and configure that. So we say IP routes, Abuja office, that is the 172.16.10.0.255.255.255.0. Okay, we are telling Port Harcourt router that to read this network, send the traffic to 10.10.10. What is the IP address of this place? I think it's 1. Let me check. 1.1. I can even go and check on the. Let me check. We are 30. Let me quickly check. We use a show IP interface brief. Okay. Okay. It's 10.10.1. Can you see? Okay. So that's what we are using. Let's go back to this place and complete what we are doing. So .1. Then press enter. Okay. So let's tell him about Lagos office. That's network. Okay. Let's add this. Before Lagos office, let's add this network 2. So to reach that's the IP route. That's a 10.10.0 this .0 network. That's 255.255.255.0. If this thing doesn't work, we troubleshoot it together till everything works. But it will definitely work. If we didn't make any mistake. So now, it said incomplete copy. Okay, I've not included where to send it. So where to send it is a 10.10.10.1. Okay, because that's the next hop. That's the next hop. I will explain. Let me quickly explain hop. Okay, you will be coming across this thing called hop. Hop means the router that a traffic will pass through while it is going to its destination. A router that a traffic will pass through while it is going to destination. So now, for instance, let's say from Abuja, from Abuja office, for instance, you are going to Port Harcourt office. That means your traffic will pass through first router, first hop, second hop, and third hop. That means Port Harcourt office is 3 hop away. So this is hop 1, this is hop 2, and this is hop 3. So whenever you come across a hop, it's something you'll be coming across in routing. Okay, whenever you hear hop, it means the router through which the routers that your traffic will pass through before it reach its destination. Okay, so I can say how many hop are in between Abuja office and Port Harcourt office. So you just say 1, 2, 3. Okay, or how many hop will the traffic going to Port Harcourt office pass through before it goes to Port Harcourt office? So this is first hop. It will hit this router, this is the second router, and third router. Okay, that's 3 hop. Okay, so that is the meaning of hop. So let's go and complete our configuration. So we have done this is for network 2, right? This is for network 2. So let's do for network 3. For network 3, that's 172.16.20.0. So forward the traffic to 10.10.10.10.1. So press enter. Yeah, we are good to go now. We are good to go. Let's check our routing table. Like I said, routing table is like the Google map of router. Okay, that is where you store information about locations that he has learned, about network that he has been able to know about. So let's show IP route. Okay, can you see all our static routes are configured and good to go? So let's test our connection if it is working. All we need to do is let's go to the system in a Abuja office, and let's try to ping the system in Port Harcourt office. If the pinging is successful, then we are good to go. Okay, so let's try that. I think the IP address of this system is I think the IP address is let me check. The IP address is 30.10. Okay, so let me go and ping 30.10. I think we have pinged it before now. It wasn't going. Okay, we have not. So let's try. Let's try ping. Okay, this we even go now. Let's start our test from this. If it is now going. Okay, this is the one that we did last. We are pinging this network. This place. This is where we are pinging. Yeah, this is where we are pinging. So let's try. It should work now. This is for one. So let's ping. Okay, 10. Can you see that it's working now? Woo, it's working. So let's ping Port Harcourt office. Okay, Port Harcourt office from Abuja's office. If it goes, then we are good to go. What's the IP of that place? 30.10. So let's come here and see ping .30.10. It must go. Woo. Wow. I love this. So that's how to make use of your static route to tell every router in your environment, on a network, on an internet network, how to tell each other about the network around, okay? The connected network using what is called static route, okay? So opposite of this is a dynamic route. What we have been doing manually, hiding network and all of that, will be automatically done by protocols. So like I said, that is outside the scope of this training. So let's try and ping Abuja. Let's reach headquarters from Port Harcourt, for instance. That's 20.10. Ping 172.16.20.10. Okay, it's not working. You have to check if it didn't work. Let's see. Wow, it works. The reason why it was right timeout is because they are still learning that part. It's still learning that part. You will see that if we try it again, it will go just at once because it has already known that part. So that is how to do your static routing. So you can practice and practice and practice. Just practice over and over again to master the concept. Okay, so before I discuss the default routing with you, let me quickly show you something. Let's say you enter a command and you want to remove what you just did. Okay, all you will have to do is to put what is called no. Just say no. Okay, let's say you mistakenly enter this, let me copy this. You mistakenly enter this command and you want to remove it. Let me copy it. So just put no at the beginning of the command, okay, and put your command. So this no will negate whatever you have typed, whatever command you have entered. So let's say I entered this before now and I want to remove it. Okay, for instance, let me do show IP route. Okay, can you see these are the configuration that we did in the last class on one of the routers. So let's say I want to remove all these static routes that I configured. So all I need to do is to do no of every command that I enter to achieve all this configuration. So what I did was I just say no IP route. Let me go and copy it. Okay, let me remove it one after the other. Let me first remove this. This is the first one. Just copy, paste. Can you see? No IP route, this. Then press enter. Okay. Let me remove the second one. That's how to remove a command, any command. Majority of anything you do know at the beginning back to remove it. Okay. Can you see? No. So let me remove the last one, which is this. Copy, no. Okay, we just press no and type the command, then it will remove. So let me say show IP routes again. Can you see? It has been removed. All the static route that I configured earlier has been removed. Okay, these are the configuration before now. So it has been removed. So that's how to negate a command. That's how to remove any command that you have done and you are looking for a way to remove it. Okay, so that's how to do that. So let's come up with a scenario of a default routing, how default routing works. So let me explain better about default routing. So let me clean this. Like I said, default routing is a form of static route. Okay. I use this often. When you use default route, you are telling your router that any traffic that is hitting you and you don't know where to send it to this particular address or send it to this particular interface. So let's say this is our router, our office router, this is our LAN. Okay, this is a switch, people are connected. Okay, let's say this is a 172.16.10.0 network. Okay, so now everybody in this LAN can reach one another. That means any traffic outside this place, it goes to the router, and if the router doesn't know where to send the your router will just drop it. Okay, if you ping this router, ping this, it doesn't concern. Sorry, if host 1 and host 2 ping each other, it has nothing to do with the router at that point. Okay, so far the IP address is concerned. Let's now say host 1 is trying to ping 8.8.8.8. That means nobody is bearing that 8.8.8. So the switch doesn't know who is 8.8.8. The switch will just forward this to everybody that who is 8.8.8 to when the traffic reach router 2, router will be like 8.8.8.8. I don't know anything. So the traffic will be discarded. So now, in that case, let's say 8.8.8 is your internet somewhere. Okay, it's your internet somewhere. That means you need to tell your router that when you receive a traffic that you don't know who owns it or you don't know the destination of that traffic, send it to this particular interface. So now let's say we have our internet. Okay, ISP, internet service provider, maybe MTN or any of them that you are using, they will give you a modem. Okay, usually you will have to purchase a dedicated public IP address, internet address that you'll be using for your company. So let's say this is the IP address that ISP gave you for your company to be connecting to the internet. Let's say this is internet. Okay, you now connect your modem given to you by your service provider to this interface. Let's call this interface, let's call it S0/0. Okay. So now you will now tell your router that any traffic that you receive, that does not belong to this LAN, send it to S00. Definitely, your router doesn't know whether it is internet or anything. All he knows is that you have told him that if what you are sending is outside any of this, or nobody in this place respond, you should send it to this S00. Okay, the internet will respond. Okay, so that is a default routing. You are telling your router that worst case scenario, if you don't know where the traffic is going, send it to this particular interface or send it to this particular address. You can use the connected interface, or you can use the IP address of the internet to configure your default route. So now, for instance, let's go to our lab. So let's say this is the office. All this place is your office. Okay, everybody in this office can reach one another. Everybody in this office can reach one another. But how will they go to the internet? So this place is our internet. Let's say this is our modem. This is Facebook. This is, okay, let's say this is Facebook. It has its own IP address. This is the IP address of Facebook, for instance. So now, currently, I want to go to Facebook from this guy. If I go ahead and try to ping Facebook, for instance, let me say ping 7.7.7. Okay, can you see it says host unreachable? Okay, it can't reach it. Your router does not know how to forward such traffic. So let's go back to our router. As you can see, nothing is configured, no static route, nothing is configured currently. It is only the connected network that it knows about, which is this and this. Okay, and you see this is for this, while this 10 network is for this person. Okay, so now you want to go to the internet. Just go to your router and say you want to configure default router so that we can reach Facebook, right? You just go to your router and say, this is the command for configuring default route. Just say IP route 0.0.0.0. That means anything, any 0.0.0 subnet mask again, everything 0.0.0. Then you can use IP address or you can use interface. So we are using this interface. Okay, serial 2/0. Can you see? So press enter. Let's go and see our routing table. If that take effect, say show IP route. Can you see our default route? It took effect. This is it. Okay, that any traffic that you don't know where to send, or you don't know the destination, send it to this serial interface. Okay, so let's go and test. Let's see if we can now reach Facebook. This is a 7.7 now, right? Okay, so 7.7 is totally outside our network. So let's see if we can reach it. Can you see? So you can now reach Facebook. So that's how to use a default gateway. Okay, you can be wondering that IP address for Facebook. Let me shock you. Currently, my system is currently connected to internet, right? That means I can reach Google. There is this popular Google address that is a 8.8. Let me go and try and ping it from my system. I should be able to reach it. Okay, when you get to the class about DNS, we know how how all these names are being resoluted to IP address. So let me say ping google.com. Can you see that I can reach Google? Okay, there is this Google popular address. Let me ping it. Is a 8.8.8. You can do it from your system. Just ping 8.8.8.8. That's Google for you. That's Google replying me. Google is the owner of this address. Okay, so that is how to use the default routing. How to configure default routing. You can try this, and you will see that this internet of a thing, all what is inside is just router, IP address all over, all around. Okay, that is what made up the internet. Okay, router connected to one another, and we are calling it internet. So go and practice. Thank you for staying to this moment. See you in the next class.